Hello, everypony. Welcome to another edition of Super Trampoline's Super Bad Fanfic Theater. It's episode 5, I think. And we have a real doozy today. This is called an Alicorn Struggle by Windlife. It has 18 upvotes and 136 downvotes and 347 comments, most of which are the author complaining that people are being mean and people saying, no, your story sucks, and here's why. So, it's hard to say if they're a troll. I mean, I don't know. Oh, and the author's friend, Snuggly, is also joining in for the ride. They seem to think that if you don't like the story, it's because you didn't read it, and that grammar doesn't matter, and that you should ask for permission to add it to groups, and this and that. They have other stories. Their highest rated one has 41 upvotes and 41 downvotes. And that's Obama Invades Equestria. Okay, so without further ado, let's read an Alicorn Struggle. This is a teen story tagged with gore, romance, sad, dark, and adventure. And it has an Alicorn OC on the cover. A red and black one with bat wings. So edgy. This is about my OC Demon Bash. With the return of an ancient Alicorn, the main six must struggle with the fact that Celestia has lied to them all about the true past of Equestria. Soon a rebellion is put into full effect. We'll have human-loving Lyra later. I ask that you don't put anything negative in the comments. Only positive comments, please. Also, don't add this to any groups without talking to me first. Okay. To make sure that this is still running, and then we'll get to the actual thing. I should have gotten rid of all these extra boxes now. Why are all these boxes here? Okay, cool, still running. Okay. The first and only chapter, titled Darkness, is 1,027 words. Do you think he'll be back? Asks Spike, who is sliding around on his ladder, desperately trying to find another book for Twilight. I'm not too sure, but if he's coming back... She paused and sighed before saying, he's coming back today. Spike's eyes shot wide open. But it's been... 0 million billion... 20 billion years. Use commas. It can't be real. Twilight stood up from the chair she was sitting in. I know. She made her way to the front door. Where are you going? Where are you going? I have to tell the girls that he's coming back today. She reached for the door before stopping to add, send a letter to Celestia that I'll need her here in an hour. Spike could only nod as Twilight opened the door and left. Twilight walked through town for a bit before coming across Rainbow Dash. She was arguing with a store vendor. I told you, it's 4 bits, not 2. And I must note that 4 is spelled F-O-R. The vendor said. Oh, that's vendor speaking. I should have used Rainbow Dash's voice. Oh well. I told you it's 4 bits, not 2, the vendor said. In your dreams, Rainbow Dash hopped up into the air with a scowl painted on her face. It's been 2 for like 5 years or something. Rainbow, Twilight said. Rainbow Dash turned around to see Twilight, and her face curved up for the sight of her friend. Hey, Twilight, can you tell this vendor that the Wonder Blot pins are only 2 bits, not 4? Later, Rainbow, Twilight used her magic to pull Rainbow Dash closer to herself. Right now, we have big fur problems. Like what? Twilight looked around herself, making sure that no pony was watching. He is coming back, she whispered. He's what? Rainbow Dash hovered about Twilight with a shocked expression on her face. How do you know? It's said in the ancient book of mystery. Twilight saw the fear in Rainbow's eyes as she told her. The tales about the lost Alicorn were the scariest in Equestria. It's said that he had... Oh, God. I can't do this. It's... it's... It said that he had knives on his wings and a pointed horn for stabbing. Twilight could only mimic the fear she saw in Twilight's face. I'm going to need you to find the rest of the girls while I get Applejack, alrighty? Alright! Rainbow Dash sped off into the sky on her new mission. As Rainbow Dash left, Twilight could only sigh to herself again. Remembering the legend of Demon Bash was the hardest thing she could do, as Celestia herself had to banish him to the sun. Demon Bash also wrote books about the tyranny of Celestia, who he saw as an evil dictator. Some ponies say that's why Celestia attacked him, and since then all books written by Demon Bash have been banned. Twilight wondered what they were like, not only because they are old, but because she was starting to take up the same views. Maybe he wasn't so bad, she said as she walked. The moment was nearing. He knew, that's N-E-W, he was ready to take on the world once more. Soon, her thought, soon I would have my revenge on Celestia. He was nothing more than a clear mist over the sun as the gateway to Equestria opened up. But he could still think. He could still remember the pain he felt when Celestia burst into his room with a handful, what are hands, of guards and proclaimed him a heretic. I'll get my revenge, you dictator. A single tear ran down his now forming face as the mist began to shape into a new body for him to live in. You'll get what's coming to you. Gotta figure out what voice I want to do for him. Oh, heck, I'm going to give him a British accent. My horrible British accent, because I can. The story sucks. I can do whatever I want with it. The gate was closed to being totally open, and he began to push his way over to it. The shackles that held him in place for... Use commas! 1,000... million... billion... trillion... 10 trillion? Oh, we've got a parentheses. A lot, winky face. We're finally being broken. The gate was now fully open, and you... Oh, this is suddenly a second-person story. What? You went inside the white light. It surrounded him was we entered, but he wasn't scared. He's waited so long for this moment that it was killing him to know it was only a few more steps away. A few steps. Only a few more until he reached freedom. Twilight and the rest of the Main Six waited at the other end of the gate that opened up in Ponyville. Celestia came down for the sky as Twilight began to see the faint cloud of a hoof slip out from the white light. Am I too late? She asked everyone. No, Princess, you're right on time. Celestia looked over to the gate, and she saw his head begin to pop through it. Her face became angry as she looked at it. Don't believe any... How's she sound? Don't believe anything he says. You understand, girls? They all nodded as he stepped through. British. Celestia, he yelled. Go back where you came from, Demon Bash. Celestia charged up her banish spell. Little did he know it wouldn't work. Demon Bash looked over to the ponies. How can you stand by this monster? He asked. She... A tear ran down his face. She killed my entire family. And now you stand by her side? You're all sick in the head. Sick! Twilight looked over to Celestia. You kill his family? I had to. They were spreading lies about me. Rainbow Dash couldn't believe that her friends went over to the enemy's side, but killing his family was way over the top, so she went over to his side as well. Demon looked up one more to find 3 ponies standing by his side. Now that you know the trust about her, we must take back the kingdom. The rust of the 3, Twilight, Fluttershy, Rarity, all stepped out of the line to attack Celestia, who could only scream as they held her down with magic and brute force. This is horrible. How dare you help him? You're a monster! Twilight screamed as loud as she could. Celestia managed to free herself and fly away before Demon was able to send her to the sun with his own spell. He didn't chase her because he was tried and his wings were sore. Applejack turned to the rest of the game. Now, how do we get back your kingdom? Author's note, more to come. Well, there you go. And the first comment is from Windlife. No negative comments or you'll be deleted and blocked. Well, know what, Windlife? That's nice. I don't care. Your story sucks. So there we go. An Alicorn struggle. This has been Super Trampoline's Super Bad Fanfic Theater. I hope you enjoyed and come back next time for more. Bye.